was asked yesterday if he's comfortable in defense, and he said he doesn't like using that word because when you get comfortable, you lose your job, and he doesn't have the job yet. What have you seen from him in terms of a rookie kind of adapting to everything and earning that spot in the starting lineup yesterday?
Well, I didn't know he said that, but that fires me up. You know, we want to make these guys comfortable being uncomfortable to get the most out of them. But I think that just speaks to his level of maturity and obviously where he's coming from at Georgia and the amount of competition that he's had to face there. I think that, you know, means a lot. And but I think he's shown a lot in a short period of time without pads. I think the true measure is when we get into pads and then we get into the preseason games and see how these guys respond. And certainly we're only one day into camp, but I thought what's been impressive about him, and it's not only him, a lot of guys coming back, just the amount of recall that they've shown that to possess shows us that they stayed in their books throughout the course of the summer. And I do think it was advantageous for these guys to, especially the rooks, to have a couple days here with our coaches, getting the walkthrough reps. I mean, we didn't really do anything full speed other than positional drills, but I think that was invaluable for those guys because, you know, every minute with our coaches, being in the system, being in the schemes, I think was really beneficial for them.
How did you see your quarterbacks on day one?
Just as I expected it to be. For the most part, I thought our operations were pretty clean. There's some things that we can definitely clean up from a fundamental standpoint and decision-making. And quite frankly, they got to get some help around them as well because I thought, for the most part, the D-line got the better of the offensive line through one day of practice.
That was James Turner kick yesterday. Will you give each guy his own day to start out here?
Yeah, it'll change a little bit, but the other two guys will go today, Anders and Greg, and we'll rotate it, you know, like that. Somebody's going to be kicking every day. Some days it's going to be one guy, and the other day it's going to be two guys.
How far along will you let that competition go?
We'll see, and just until we, you know, feel like it kind of separates itself.
Are you spending or planning on spending more time on kickoff return and coverage in this camp, and how much, if it is more, how much more are you going to do that?
Yeah, I mean, we spend time every day with it, and whether it could be drill work, you know, just working the fundamentals, or it could be, you know, but that's going to change as well. But we have a plan for that as.
More than in the past because of the rule changes?
I definitely think it's going to be emphasized a little bit more just because you're going to have more returns. It's just the nature of it. But it's not like we've ever neglected either one of those phases, especially being up here, you know, being in colder weather as it trends towards the end of the season. You tend to get more returns up here. But certainly I think just obviously with the rule change, it's going to be more of an emphasis.
Jair dropped out yesterday. Is he okay?
Yeah, he was just overheating a little bit.
How did day one go in general?
I thought for the most part it was pretty good. I liked the energy. I liked the effort. You know, I still think there's some improvement out there, certainly from the things that you can control as an individual. Just getting all 11, whether it's on offense, defense, or on defense, finishing to the ball. And, I mean, that's a big emphasis. I think that's it speaks to your identity and what we want to become, and that is something that's within each individual's control.
You have the two spotting going on. What does it take for a guy to go from one end of the field to the other, or do you try to give, to some extent, everybody get a shot with the quote-unquote starters? Or how do you?
Not necessarily. I think, but I think it'll be fluid. We'll rotate through guys, especially when it's when there truly are real competitive situations. Then, you know, we may change it up, and but I wouldn't look too far into it right now. I mean, we're one day into this thing. I mean, we got a long camp in front of us. We got to get to the preseason games, and before it really truly starts to separate itself.
Yeah, any change on Jordan?
Nah, no updates there.
At the end of minicamp, you mentioned between now and then was an important stretch for Edger Cooper. What do you guys want to see from him in his first week?
just to build upon where he left off and try to see those incremental improvements, the daily improvement each and every day. I thought he had a pretty good day one, and we expect the same today. He's got to be better than he was yesterday, and that's a challenge for these guys. Is everything compounds in terms of the installs, just the wear and tear on your body, getting your mind right. I think that's a challenge for all players, but specifically the rookies who don't always know what to expect.
What do you like about having three linebackers on the field at the same time? And really, realistically, is it still going to be, 70, 75% nickel?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to match, for the most part, I would say we're going to match whatever the offensive personnel will be. So, you still got 11 out there. It just depends. Are you playing more of an 11 personnel? Then you're going to see more nickel defense. Are you playing, 21 or 12 or 22? You're going to see those bigger personnel groupings. Then it's just subbing a body type for that position.
You have with Cooper and Walker, are there even instances when you can potentially go?
You could potentially. I think that's more common when you're looking at the 3-4 teams. Some of the issues that a base 3-4 presents to 11 personnel versus a base 4-3, because I mean structurally it all kind of looks the same. We can do some things from a front structure standpoint to change it up, change up the looks for the offense, but for the most part, I would say most teams in this league are going to match personnel.
What did you think the offseason AJ put together? Just kind of the shape that he came in.
This is the best I've seen him. So, hands down. And I think he would tell you the same. I think it's just a testament to the work that he's put in. He came back. He's in great shape. I mean, shoot, I was joking with him the other day. You can see the abs on him, and that's hard for a big man to do. But yeah, he looks like he's in great shape. I think he's in a great place mentally. Obviously, we know what he's capable of doing, and I think he's in a really good position to show his best.
Do you anticipate Marshawn Lloyd being out for a while?
I wouldn't say. I don't know, to be honest with you, where he's at. I don't think it's going to be too long, but I wouldn't anticipate him, today or tomorrow.
I was just gonna ask about him. What did you see? What did you think of what you got from him from the offseason stuff?
Yeah, he flashed a lot of talent and just the same things we saw in the draft process. I mean, he is a weapon out of the backfield, and we know what he can be with the ball in his hands and what he can do and what he's capable of. And we just got to get him back healthy and ready to roll.
Matt, what do you like about Elton at center? I know not to read too much into lineup stuff at this point, but it looked like you got some time there yesterday.
Yeah, it's just that was a byproduct. We were limited in Josh Myers yesterday a little bit, and you always got to train other guys at that position. Certainly that's something he's done in the past for us, so we feel comfortable. His knowledge of the offense, his command up front, makes it comforting to have a guy like that to be able to throw in there if need be.
Hey, Matt, big picture question. There's a lot of talk going around today about 18-game schedule being discussed. Where would you fall on that?
I don't really care. That's not of my concern right now. I'm more in the present, and I haven't given it any thought whatsoever.